Having built a reputation as being a leader in repairing forging equipment for over 30 years, National Machine Repair is aware of the needs of the forging industry. They are now branching out into the tooling area with the development of the quick die change for forging presses. What once took 4 to 6 hours to change a die can now be accomplished in 30 minutes or less, with less effort, more uptime and profit, longer die life, and lower workman's compensation because of less chance of personal injury.
When developing the quick die change at National Machine Repair, we like to keep in mind the customer's needs and also the current die design of the customer. Each bolster plate is designed for customer's needs. On this particular one, we have 3 front clamps and 2 side clamps. When the die is put in the press, the front clamps are completely removed. The dies are installed into the bolster. The front clamps are then installed. The hydraulic pressure is then released, allowing mechanical tension to force the dies into position and hold them there. In our quick die change, we have looked at the customer's needs and the customer's die design and his bolster design and what they feel comfortable with. Then we develop our clamping mechanisms to adapt to their die design. Our quick die change is set up that we have a hydraulic release with a mechanical tension holding the clamping mechanisms in place. Once the press is put into production, there is no hydraulics whatsoever hooked up to the press. So loss of power on the hydraulics does not affect how the dies are held in position while forging. The dies are held sideways in the press with side wedges. These have a release that allow for about 70,000 side clearance on the dies so the dies can be slid out and slid into the press. The heart of the quick die change system developed here at National Machine Repair is what we like to refer to as the tube. This is the whole advantage of our quick die change. It is completely separate component part of the bolster. We machine the bolster to accommodate the tube in the positions that we need to hold the dies in place on a particular die design. After the bolster is machined to accept the tube in the location that we need it for clamping the dies in place, it is real easy to install the tube. To get the hydraulic pressure to the tube so we can release the clamping mechanism, we designed a transfer strap that feeds the hydraulic fluid directly into the center of the tube from the deep hole drilling in the bolster plates. The transfer strap has been machined so that we can install 2 O-rings. Bolted in place, it's held in place with 8 Allen cap screws and has been tested to pressures of 3,500 pounds without developing leaks. Here again, rather than use a steel tube that would break, we use a heavier strap for the forging industry. The operating hydraulic pressure of the quick die change system is 1,500 pounds hydraulic pressure. All component parts used in our quick die change system are easily accessible to take apart and put together, making the system simple and easy to maintain. When the hydraulic power unit is hooked up and the directional valves activated to release the front clamps and the side wedges, they release in a matter of seconds. Where before you used to have to hunt for a wrench, tug, pull, and strain to get the clamping mechanisms to release so you could get the dies out, it is now accomplished in just a matter of seconds. As you can see, the speed with which these release and the speed with which they clamp. Truly a quick die change. The one advantage of the quick die change over the conventional is when you're tightening dies into a forging press with pusher bolts and you run into a burr or dirt in between the dies and the press goes into the forging operation and the dirt or burr is wore away, you now have a loose set of dies and the dies will start moving in the press. With our constant mechanical tension If dirt or something is caught in between the dies and works out, it'll just keep applying pressure and shoving it sideways into the registers. When the hydraulic pressure is activated, releasing the front clamps can easily be removed with one hand, sliding the clamps out of the way and allowing full access to the dies. Then release the side clamps or the side wedges and remove the die from the bolster. The die alignment on the bolster unit is accomplished through a rear hardened register and a hardened side register. These plates can be taken off, redecked, and cleaned up to maintain proper die alignment, both endways and sideways. In summary, the advantages of our quick die change system is the speed in which a die change can be accomplished, the extended die life by constantly keeping the dies tight, which eliminates having to shut the press down and tighten up pusher bolts and checking clamps to make sure they're still tight. The third is the physical effort required in a die change is far less than under normal circumstances. This creates some real safety for the worker, as he no longer has to handle big heavy wrenches, both hand wrenches and impact wrenches. It also reduces personal injury, which cuts down on the workman's comp. By the three mentioned above, it gives more uptime per forging unit, thus allowing more profit per unit to be made.
For more information on the quick die change, contact National Machine Repair.